Hey, my name is Lindsey Partridge and I want to share with you Pentland's story. Pentland is my thoroughbred gelding that competed in the 2016 Thoroughbred Makeover, and I love his story because it's a story about a horse that defies what you think could be possible and what they'll do for you out of heart and desire. Pentland, he was a promising young racehorse. I bought him for $1,500 and picked him up at the Ohio Mahoning racetrack. I didn't actually go see him before buying him. I just saw his picture, he was sound, and thought, okay, let's give him a go. So I bring him home to Ontario, Canada, and I get him started on his retraining. One of our first obstacles that we faced was his feet. He had really weak hooves, and I tried glue-on shoes which fell off. I didn't want to do shoes with nails because I thought I would just keep making the problem worse and not actually fixing them. So I ended up using a product called scoot boot, which are kind of these hoof boots, and I actually used those for all of his jumping, his cross country, and he was actually turned out on those 24/7, and that really helped him be able to get comfortable and transition to being barefoot. He progressed in his training, and we were doing obstacles, and we developed this really great relationship using Harmony Horsemanship and finding our calm connection. We started to do some obstacle shows and some obstacle clinics. We did a de-spooking clinic where he got to get used to some different bridges and things there, and started to compete in different obstacle challenges. And then I was thinking, what do I want to do for my second discipline? And I decided to try some jumping. He seemed to have some really nice square knees going over the jumps, and I thought maybe that could be something interesting. So one of the first jumping experiences we had is I had Tick Maynard come up to do a jumping clinic at my farm, Partridge Horse Hill, and I asked Tick, what do you think about Pentland? What do you think how he could do? And he said, he's a nice horse, but I really don't see him making the top 3. And I said, okay, well, that's good to know, but I guess I'll just keep, sort of trying, and we'll just do his best. So I did some cross-country schooling with him. We went to Dreamcrest and schooled there, a few other places as well, and we also competed in a hunter show at Old Orchard Farm, and we're just sort of getting him used to the fences. And when I was at one of the schooling shows, I realized that I needed to address his back, because a lot of racehorses, when they come off the track, they don't have a very strong back. And I knew something was up because after I'd been riding for a while doing the show, he had been great, and all of a sudden in the flat class he started to do this weird sort of tossy head thing. And I knew it was pain related, not him being a bad horse. He's such a good-natured horse that I had to figure something out. So I had massage, I had acupuncture, I had chiropractor, I had the vet come out and give him different medicines. And we ended up using the AccuHorse mat, which was something I pulled out from the closet that I had won in 2015 from winning the Thoroughbred Makeover, and pulled it out, tried it on, and I couldn't believe the difference. The next day, after wearing this mat for 40 minutes, his back was so much better. I call it my voodoo horse mat because I don't actually really know how it works or what it does, but it made a really big difference. And the vet recommended that I basically not ride him as much as I possibly could, which is kind of hard when you hear that in August and the competition is in October. But basically that's what I did. I did mostly groundwork for those last 2 months. And 2 weeks before the makeover, I saw this ad on Facebook for the S-Curve saddle pad, which is a saddle pad designed specifically for horses with sore backs or weak backs. And I called them up and I said, hey, can you ship me one of these ASAP? I've got the makeover coming up and I would really love to be able to ride in one. So they sent me one of the saddle pads, and when I went down to the makeover, that's what I rode in. I had my scoop boots on protecting his feet, and I had my S-Curve saddle pad on helping with his back. And he was comfortable the entire time. And the field hunt is a pretty long process. We did a group flat ride, then we did a group course ride over jumps, and then we did the individual ride. And I actually had to go first because I was competing again that afternoon with a different horse in the trail competition. So I had to go first, and I didn't actually get to see all the other people go, so I didn't have a good idea of how we were in the standings. And then that night, after we'd done trail and we'd done field hunter and he was feeling good, I found out that we were sitting first for field hunter and second place for trail behind my other horse Trimby at time, who was sitting in first, and I was ecstatic. After that, we went on, we did the finals, and he is one of very few horses to qualify for finals in both of his disciplines, and quite an unusual feat because he did both a Western discipline, doing trail, as well as jumping in the field hunter, and he ended up finishing third in both of his disciplines, so I'm super proud of Pentland. I love sharing Pentland's story because he is your average racehorse. When Retired Racehorse Project posted the stats of the average competing thoroughbred at the makeover, Pentland fit most of those criteria. He's a 16 one-hand, 8-year-old bay thoroughbred gelding with his last race at the Mahoney racetrack. He is your average racehorse coming off that track, and yet he's exceptional. And he shows us that when we take the time to develop that partnership, that horses can do anything for us out of heart and desire.